Let's try this one more time. It's been 2 months since we bought the Emira. We are still in the honeymoon phase of owning the car. I've done a couple things to the exterior. Let me show you. Added the vanity plate that says Vinco 17. We added the stripe. I didn't have to do the stripe on the roof because the roof is black. Then I brought it all the way to the back over here, which I think it looks okay. I mean, it's not the greatest looking stripe for the car, but I think it changes it up a little bit. I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comments what you think of the stripe. Some people did a thinner stripe. Also seen people do the boomerang on the hood. I thought that looked okay and I went with it. I'm gonna leave it like that. I actually like all the black gloss on it. The mirrors came like that because of the black pack. I also had the handles blacked out with the gas cap. They sell this for carbon fiber, but I wanted it in gloss black, so I had him wrap it. That has PPF on it, and the handles do have that clear PPF also, but I got the thing wrapped in black on top. Also did wheel spacers. The front ones failed. There was a shake on it, so I took them off and I contacted the company. They're gonna send me a second set, see what's going on. But so far, this is what the car looks like with the spacers in the rear. You can see that the tire is flush now with the car, versus if you look in the front, it's a little bit in. But I kind of like that look. I like these in and that one out. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I think with the spacers, it looks good. See, maybe sideways, you guys can notice a difference. I don't know, you got to see it in person with the wheel spacers. Once I get the new set, I will put them on in the front to see if they work well. If not, I'll just take them back off and just leave the rear. But I think with the wheel spacers, the car shaped out a little bit better. So a lot of people complain about the front bumper sensors going off. For some reason, mine was doing it for a while. When I put the front spacers, it stopped doing it. I took the spacers off and it's still not doing it now. So I don't know. I've been keeping the car plugged in if I know I'm not going to use it for a couple of days. But otherwise, I've been trying to stay consistent of taking it out at least once a day. Meaning, if there's an errand that I have to run, that I don't have to use the family car, I'd rather take the Emira out because I don't want it to be a garage queen. I bought it so I could use it, so it's going to get dirty. As long as there's no snow on the floor, I'm going to drive the Emira. That's the goal. I want to show you the interior of the car. I don't think I've shown it off before. And we'll pop the trunk. There's nothing back there, but I want you guys to look at it. This is what it looks like back here. I'm thinking of taking this cover off. They sell a carbon fiber one, but the truth is that I'm not into carbon fiber like that. I might just take that off and get it painted like a gloss black. I don't know, to just give it a look there. This is already shiny. And then this is the boot back here, you know. You got your air pump thing that they give you. They give you like the safety thing, and then your batteries in here. This also comes with a trickle charger, which I have in the garage. But that's pretty much what it looks like back here. I mean, you can fit some stuff, a bag or two if you needed to, but that's pretty much it. Interior wise, you got more space back here. You got this handle you can pull. Put a couple bags back there if you had to. A duffel bag, you could definitely put stuff back there. But that's about it there. The seats are like Alcantara and some type of leather, I guess. Leather steering wheel, which I like. I didn't want the Alcantara steering. I have an Alcantara steering wheel on the T-Rex, which I'm not crazy about. It just gets dirty so much, so I'm happy I went with the leather steering wheel. I have all the yellow stitching on the car, on the door. Power seats, lumbar support. Seats are real comfortable, not complaining about those. It has key speakers, which is like their premium speaker system. It's not premium, it's just, they just call it a premium. Like, if you could check it off and not pay the $1,200, $1,500 speaker upgrade, it's not worth it. I didn't buy it for the system, so I don't really care for the music. I use it because it's there, but it's not great. So if it's an upsell and you could avoid paying for it, I think you could get better speakers at a music shop. So I have memory seats for 1 or 2 drivers. The windows have that one touch down, also on that side, which I think is cool, and one touch up. Side mirrors here, if you hold the left and right, they fold in. do that at any time. If you're parking somewhere and you need to fold your mirrors in, you could use that. What else? Interior lighting is cool at night. Those lights look really nice. The cup holders have some lights. There's some type of stuff that lights up, but nothing really fancy. It's one color. You can't change the color on it. What the Emira has going for it, it's the look. This look, I think, is gonna age very well. In 10 years, this car's still gonna look nice. 100 grand for a car that the tech, it looks and feels dated. It's laggy. I didn't buy it for any, you know, tech stuff in it, but there's a lot of cars for 100 grand. BMs, Mercedes, Lexus. There's a lot of cars with a lot of tech and performance that you could get for less than 100 grand. So you really got to think about it. Do I want to spend 100 grand for a car that looks like a really exotic car, or do I want to spend 100 grand and get a car with 600 or 700 horsepower, some real good tech? You know, it's really up to you. For me, I went because of the look. I like the way the car looks. A lot of cars that can outperform this car for less than 100 grand, but they don't look like this. That's the thing. I could have bought the new Z. I could have bought a Corvette C8. I think they're better cars in performance wise. You know, the Z, you could do a lot of stuff to that engine. Now personally, the Emira for me is perfect. It doesn't have too much tech, which I like. It has just enough. There's certain things that I wish it had that it doesn't have. Like my Kia Carnival has auto hold. You stop at a light, you press the brake, it holds the van in place. This doesn't have it. On the steering wheel, then you have these two buttons, top and bottom. This is for your adaptive cruise control, which they didn't fit the 2024 with, but you have the buttons for it. I'm assuming that at some point, maybe with a software update, add some sensors, I don't know. But I think I can ask them to install it once it becomes available for the 2024s. I'm assuming that they're gonna do it at some point, and if the buttons are there, I'm sure that the feature should be available for it. I just gotta call and find out what's going on with that. If you don't close your door and if you don't put your seatbelt on, that red seat there will not go away. So let's throw that on real quick. The car doesn't beep to let you know, like, hey, put your seatbelt on. It just doesn't let you access that screen there. See, now my seatbelt is on and you can see that the navigation is working there. Now they did the navigation screens there, they did the navigation screen here. A lot of the stuff that you get on this screen you can see there. It's kind of redundant, not sure why they did that. The radio on this thing is horrible. You need Apple CarPlay or Android Auto to make this thing look good, because this thing is so dated. The GPS menu, this is what it looks like. And a lot of this stuff you can get over here once you start scrolling with this thing. This thing, they made it touch sensitive and it just kind of like moves everything on there. Not sure why they did that. A lot of people are complaining when they're driving, they're like moving everything on there, and I get it, it is freaking annoying, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I wish they just had a setting in here that I could stop that touch sensitive stuff and just use the buttons. That's it. It just works fine like this. And if you don't keep this thing plugged in and you don't drive the car for a couple of days, everything in here lags. So if you're a picky person, do not buy this car. It's gonna drive you crazy. Me, with age, I've learned not to be so OCD about stuff, so I'm okay with it. But 20 years ago, I probably would have sold the car already, because it will drive you crazy. Everything's so laggy. Oh my God, everything's running so fast these days. Why is this thing lagging? So just keep that in mind. If you're a tech savvy type person, this is not gonna be the car for you. Maybe the 2026, they fix some of these bugs, but if the 2024 is something you're considering because of the price, this is gonna drive you crazy. And the GPS, if you go in here, your home address, get it there. If you go try to go into that screen to like edit it or delete it, you can't. Just keep that in mind. You gotta go, you'll go back in here. You just gotta go into favorites. And then once the address is there, just move it to the side, remove or edit. You could do the same thing for work. So keep that in mind if you want to change your work location or your home address. And then the only time you can actually access your heated seats is through this menu. Keep in mind that if you are running the seats when it's cold out and then the next day is hot and you shut the car off, this thing does not shut off. You got to come back in the menu and make sure you shut it down, because if not, you're gonna burn your butt. Ask me how. A lot of people were complaining about the way the shifter thing works. I actually like the way this thing operates. It's crazy to say, but maybe the way my brain is wired, I don't know, I just like it. If you're gonna use the manual mode to shift down, You go left to shift up, you go right to get it into gear. You know, you gotta push it down twice to get it into drive, and then you push it forward twice to get it into reverse. The reverse, I push it twice, but otherwise to get the car going, I put my foot on the brake, I hold the paddle shifter, I get into first gear, I go. I hold it down again, I'm in manual mode, I can just go. Switch it to track, and then this thing really comes alive. You heard that? I don't know, people started going crazy changing the exhaust. I don't know why. I might do the third cat delete at some point, but otherwise I don't think it needs it. This thing, once you step on it, it'll find the lowest gear possible and it'll open up. So I'm not sure what more you want out of this car. 400 horsepower, nice little sports car. You can't beat it. I'm telling you, you can't beat this car. A lot of people are gonna complain like, oh, it's a slow car. Yes, it is. It's a slow car. But it looks cool, it sounds cool, because I'm happy with this thing. See if I can swing this thing around here real quick. Now that's track mode. If you put it in sport, you get the same feeling. It's just a little louder when it's in track mode. What else can I say? Oh, the launch control. This thing, let me see if I can find the spot. The lights are going down, going down, going down. Go. That's how you use launch control. How to talk online about the shift lag, and there is a small lag there. I think for 2026 they did a software update. Not sure if I can get it done on my 24, but those are things that I gotta call the dealership about and find out. You know, it'd be cool to take it in and, you know, do any software updates if it needs it. All right, let's try this one more time. It's not an exotic car, but it'll get the blood pumping. I'm telling you, go test drive one if you're interested in the Lotus. I think they're underrated right now. A lot of people are overlooking it. I think a lot of people are underestimating this car. They're hoping that it drops down to 40, 50,000. I don't see that happening for a while. If this car was 60, 70,000, you wouldn't be able to keep this car in stock. I guarantee you. It's the price point. It's a little over 100, so people are starting to look at the used market on these. I get it. Turns out to be reliable. I think that it's gonna take off.